my god. I almost just knocked over my spicy tomato juice. One of the most common questions I get asked on my Instagram is where do I get my fantasy stuff? I try my best to tag what I'm wearing, but sometimes I forget, and I think it would be nice to just have one place where I can kind of list out all of my favorites in different categories and kind of just give you an overview on, let's call it the ultimate guide to shopping for fantasy stuff, because I think this is a video that I would have liked to have seen a while ago when I was getting into like dressing fantasy core and doing cosplay and building my LARP kit and stuff. So let's just begin, shall we? So I've separated stuff into a couple categories. So we're gonna do armor and LARP gear, fantasy core clothes, accessories, jewelry, and then there's an other category. I do want to preface by saying that I have a couple of these that have discount codes that you can use. Some of them I make a small commission, some of them I don't. It's just so that you can get a discount. Obviously, no pressure to use them, but I will put them on screen and below if you do feel like using those. Starting with armor and LARP gear, I'm going to try to go through these semi-quickly because there is a lot and I don't want to drag on, but I will show some photos on screen of some of the items that they make. Let's get to it. So category 1 is armor and LARP gear. Epic Armoury is a place where I get a ton of my LARP stuff. I have a discount code, it's KIKIMORA in all caps. It expires October 14th of this year, but I will be getting another code from them soon. This was kind of just like a trial run thing, so if you're watching this after October 14th, check the description because I will update that when I have the new code for you. I have armor, weapons, accessories from them. They make awesome stuff. Next one is Burgschneider. I have a code for them. It's KIKI10. And Burgschneider I recently discovered, and I got most of my LARP stuff that I took to Beakeline this year from them. It held up so well. So if you're looking for good LARP gear, especially if you're doing a multi-day camping LARP, and if it's gonna be chillier, their wool stuff is so good, and I stayed dry in the rain because of that. So I highly recommend their clothing, and I got a really good pair of shoes from them that if I didn't have those at Beakeline, I would have been very sad because my other shoes did not quite meet the requirements for comfortable LARPing shoes. Next one is Les Artisans d'Azur. We went to this shop in my Beakeline video. I have a code for them, which is KIKIMORA in all caps, but they make amazing leather stuff. You can get it custom made, which my friend got her armor custom made from them, which is so beautiful, but they carry pretty much everything. They have weapons, they have clothes, and they also have some really good hats that I love. Next is Embercraft Creations. So my friend actually is the one who runs this shop, and she makes all of the stuff herself by hand. I have a code KIKI10 if you want to use that at her shop, but she makes amazing leather accessories. My ring belt from her and my owl mask are two of my favorite things ever, but also I've got like a little pouch and like little belt straps to keep stuff on me at the Ren Fair, and her stuff is very good quality. I would highly recommend. Next is El Marque's LARP shop. I have a shoulder pauldron made of leather from them, which came pre-weathered. It looks really, really cool. And I also have a fur mantle from them. They make some really awesome LARP accessories, so I would definitely check them out if you're looking to build up your kit a little bit more. Next is Fawn Forge on Etsy. My partner got all of his armor from that shop, and it's just beautifully handmade leather armor. I believe it comes from Poland, and they all have really pretty clasp details on it, so that is a great option for leather armor. Next is Arm Street. This is a LARP website that I have always loved because they make this gorgeous set of full armor that I want so bad, but I can't bring myself to drop that much money on a set of armor right now, maybe one day. But anyway, they have some beautiful dresses, they have some great tunics, and really awesome metal armor and accessories that they all make by hand in Ukraine, which is super cool. And I have a dress coming from them soon that I'm very excited about. Next is Kalamazoo. That is a great place to get foam weapons for LARP if you're looking for that. Next I have Ironwood Shop, which is another Etsy shop. This is a place that makes armor, metal armor, and it's where I got my gorget and pauldrons from. Sometimes their shop isn't open, so I would just, you know, double check that, but their stuff is really, really good quality. And I need to make another video about this at some point, but buying armor, especially metal armor from a reputable place, is really important. My first armor I ever bought was from some random Etsy shop. It came completely broken, it wasn't what was pictured, and I got their listing removed because they kind of lied about it, and then they keep using my photos to relist the armor. So just make sure that if you want to get metal armor, you're getting it from a place like Ironwood Shop, Burgschneider, Epic Armoury, Arm Street, etc. because truly it sucks to spend a lot of money on armor and then it comes and doesn't work. Next I have Goddess Armoury. This is my friend who makes hand-knotted macrame armor. I have a really pretty Gelfling armor piece she made for me, but recently she's been making some out of leather cording and adding chainmail elements, and they just look super sick. Next I have Medieval Collectibles. This website is kind of a place where a bunch of different LARP gear from different shops are listed all on one website. So you're gonna see like Epic Armory stuff on there, Burgschneider stuff on there. I have discovered a lot of other cool LARP shops looking through their items on there, so that's another great place to look for stuff if you're not quite seeing what you like on some of the other websites I mentioned. I got my Beakaline sword from there and I love it. It's small enough to fit in my suitcase and it's just really cute. Next I have It Is Known. It Is Known makes really gorgeous handmade chainmail and scale mail. I got to wear a set in a photo shoot a while ago. It was this like beautiful copper looking one. It's really, really pretty. I also have Falconry Shop as the last one on here, which also makes handmade chainmail pieces. I don't own anything from this shop yet, but it's on my list. Alright, so that is what I have for the armor and LARP gear. Next we're going to move to fantasy core clothes. This list ranges from casual all the way to like cosplay type of stuff. First up I have Valkyrie custom wear, which is my friend's brand and I really love it. I have a code for you, it's KIKI12 if you want to use it, but she has some gorgeous handmade pieces. I have a cloak from her that's fur lined. It's so cozy and warm. I've started wearing it to movie theaters because I get really cold. But I also have a really gorgeous fantasy looking jacket from her and I highly recommend her shop. Next up is Barocco Tribal. I've got a few pieces from this shop. Something really awesome about this shop is that they are all handmade out of vintage saris. So they have the most beautiful silk fabrics, and I love that it's all repurposed. They come with this cool little tag on the inside that kind of describes the story of it. I think these make for really great pirate core accessories personally, but really they could work for a ton of different stuff. Next I have Costero Real. I love this shop. It's an Etsy shop that does a whole assortment of things. They have capes, wings, dresses. I have a really cool doublet from them. They make dice and all kinds of stuff. So this is a great place to look for multiple items, but I personally think their cloaks are some of my favorite cloaks I've ever seen. Next up is French Meadows, which is probably, in my mind, the top tier corset shop for all things Ren Fair and fantasy cosplay. She makes some of the most gorgeous corsets. I have two from her and I really want to get one of her chemises. They're so cute and they're handmade and they're just gorgeous. Next up is Celtic Fusion Design. I really like this brand for casual stuff, but it also translates really well into kind of fantasy cosplay or like Ren Fair attire. For example, I have this really gorgeous green dress from them that I feel like I could wear out, and I could also wear it with my Ren Fair belt and some cool boots, and that is a whole costume if you ask me. They've got some great shawls, some great tunics, they have some great shirts. They've just got a bunch of stuff and it's made from really good fabric. Next up is Lady Eppie's shop. This is my friend Eppie's shop, and she hand carves block prints and stamps them herself. So they're all unique and they're all thrifted pieces, so they're getting a second life, which I find very cool. Again, these make for really good everyday wear pieces, but you can also dress them up for cosplay, which is always good to have versatile pieces in my opinion. Next up is Retro Fairy. I get questions a lot about this corset that I have. It's from Retro Fairy, but they also have some really gorgeous other pieces and dresses, so definitely give that a look if you're looking for more of like a fairy core princessy type of style. Next up is Lace Maid. They also have really cool corsets. I think they lean a little bit more royal core. Some of them have really big cool sleeves and trim details, but they also have other stuff like cardigans and dresses. So this is another fun one that I think you could kind of dress either way for like Ren Fair or like everyday stuff, especially with some of their cute sundresses and things. Next up is Son de Fleur. Son de Fleur makes some of the best spinning dresses I've ever seen. The fabric is really great too. It's perfect for summer because it's a natural fiber, so it lets you breathe a little bit. My favorite thing I have from them has to be these pants. I think they're called the Charlotte trousers, and they're like the perfect hobbit pants and the perfect pirate pants, so I just love a poofy pant. Next up is Pa Vietra. I have one of my favorite blouses from them. It is just like a linen button-up blouse with these really gorgeous sleeves, but they've got a bunch of other cool stuff, and they all come in lots of different colors as well. Next up is Linen Naive. I've got a couple dresses from them. I think these make really good bases for Ren Fair and fantasy attire, but they can also work for more everyday sundress type of stuff. They also have some really cool blouses that I think would be great for pirate looks. Next up is Volhiege. This is a French brand that happens to be one of my favorites because I find their pieces to be really cool and versatile. I've got a couple things from them. I think my favorite thing I have is this really gorgeous jacket. It's called the Nelda jacket. It's velvet with gold embroidery on it. And it has shoulder pads. It's just very fun. But they also make lots of beautiful dresses and bodices too. Next I have Annie Leona, which I got to make a really cool limited shirt with her that we gave away to one other person. It's beautiful. Sadly you cannot buy it in this color, but she has it in other colors available. She hand makes every piece and they just have like a really special feel to them. Very fairy core in my opinion. Next up is Little Women Atelier. I've got a really pretty blouse with giant sleeves from them as well as a dress. I really love the dress because it kind of has like a vest looking detail at the top, so it reminds me a lot of like something Elizabeth Bennet would wear, which is always good news in my opinion. But they've got lots of gorgeous stuff. Next on the list is Antique. This shop has lots of different dresses. I think this is more cosplay-ish stuff, but I've got a really great pink dress that I bought from them, which I wore to the Bridgerton experience a couple years ago. You want to join? Come here! But anyway, they've got really great dresses. Next on the list is Knock Thrice. My friend Nora makes these gorgeous items, and there's just such an assortment of things. You got t-shirts, you got bags, you got jackets, and they're all just complete with the cutest embroidery details. So I would say these lean a little bit more like daily wear, but of course it's not hard to dress stuff up for Ren Fair, so the options are limitless. Next up is I Do Declare. They make some really cool blouses and dresses with just the craziest sleeve designs, and I'm obsessed. They look so cool on their own or styled with other stuff, but I think this is another brand that could lean casual fantasy wear, or you could dress it all the way up and make it into a really cool fantasy Ren Fair look. Next up is Office 7. This is a brand that hand makes all their dresses and corsets in Ukraine, and I have a lot of pieces from them at this point, and every time I get one I'm just so excited about it because they're really well made. They have really fun designs. I especially like their dresses with these sleeves. I don't own one yet, but perhaps soon. I really want one. The last one I have on this list is Richie. Here is their Instagram tag. They've got some cool corsets that I have, and my favorite one is this. It's like a ranger hoodie, but it's got a corset on the bottom half. I think this is something that obviously you could do casual wear, but dress up for a Ren Fair, which, you know, that's how I like to do my shopping and clothing experience. Okay, the next category we have is accessories. The first one on this list is Ecosusi Vintage. They make some really cute bags, purses, backpacks. I think these make good accessories for LARP, Ren Fair, and even just daily wear because they're kind of vintage styled bags, but they blend in well with costumes. So if you need to have a bag on you holding all your stuff, I think that works really well. I have a code KIKI for their brand if you would like to use that. Next up is Battling Blades. They got some cool swords. If you're looking for a good sword, I would recommend them. I've got a really cool Damascus claymore sword from them, and it's displayed proudly upon my shelf. Next up is La Bottega di Pan. I love this shop because they make some very good witchy items. I've got this really cool witchy crown from them, as well as these faux bone jewelry pieces, but they also make some really cute pins and other things. So I would say if you're looking for accessories and you like the kind of like witchy cottagecore vibe, this is a great shop. Next I have Dragon Armoury. They make some really cool custom swords. I think rapier LARP swords are kind of less common, but these ones are so cool. They have the coolest basket hilt designs that I've ever seen, and I think I'm gonna get one of them soon. I'm excited. Next one I have on here is the Wings UA. This is the shop that I got my fairy wings from, and they've got lots of cool designs. I personally really like my cicada wings, but if that's not your thing, they have like dragonfly wings and all kinds of other really pretty wings if you're looking for a fairy thing. Next up is Sunny Fox Apothecary. You've probably seen these really cool stained glass halo hats that they make, but they also have some cool accessories. They've got jewelry pieces, and another thing that I really like in their shop is the pins, because they've got some funny like D&D pins, and also like build your own D&D keychain, which I think is very fun. So I definitely recommend their shop. Next up is the Leafling bags. I've got the cutest little leaf pouch. It reminds me of the Lamba spread from Lord of the Rings, so I wore it to Hobbiton. It's also just a perfect pouch for like Ren Fair because it fits my phone in it perfectly. But they also have bigger bags and backpacks that are really cute, and they come in different colors. And they're all made out of like cork leather. They're really good quality, and I've gotten a lot of use out of mine, and it's still holding up just fine. Next up is Real Steel Projects. This is probably one of my favorite weapons companies. He makes all of these swords with like lights inside of them, so they look enchanted. I'm really excited because I'm going to be getting a sword from him soon, but I would definitely check those out if you're looking for a really cool character sword. They just look absolutely magical. Next up is Cat Coven. I put this under accessories, but they also have like some clothing, t-shirt type of stuff as well. I've got some really fun medieval patches from them that just make me very happy. I've put one on a sweatshirt, but they're special to me. I need to find the perfect thing for the rest of them to go on. The last one on this list is Madhouse FX Studio. One of the most common questions I get asked is where do I get my ears for like my elf and fairy type of looks. It's where I got my gelfling ears as well. They all came from Madhouse FX Studio. I will recommend, they only restock like every once in a while, so get your post notifications on for their Instagram so you know when it's coming up. You can pre-save your like information on their website so that you can purchase them as quick as possible, because they really do sell out like super fast. But I've never bought ears from anywhere else because I really like these and I've never had a problem with them. They do latex and silicone. I personally like the silicone ones because they're a little bit like heavier and I don't need to use glue to keep them on my ears, but the latex ones are a little more lightweight, so they've got options. Okay, on to the next category, which is jewelry. The first one on my list here is Crafturday. I've got a couple cool chokers from them as well as earrings. I think these make for great everyday type of statement piece jewelry items, but again, they also can be dressed up if you're looking to build a cosplay or like a LARP kit. I have a code KIKI15 for Crafturday shop. Next one on my list is Nixturna. I love Nixturna because who doesn't like swords, right? That's my whole thing, at least. So I've got some really great sword earrings and a necklace from her. I've got a shield necklace that I absolutely love, and I also have some of the moon pieces, and then the little flail earrings, which I just love. But anyway, I think if you're looking for like nightcore jewelry specifically, that's a great place. Next one is Honey and Bones. This is my friend Kate's shop, and she makes jewelry out of animal bones and like resin teeth. I personally love teeth and bones, so I wear mine every day, like just normal attire. But again, if you're going for like a witchy vibe or something, definitely fits. Next one I have is Ecclesia. I have this really gorgeous gothic looking necklace from her, but she makes all kinds of really beautiful stuff. Next I have Petals and Poison. Petals and Poison makes stuff other than jewelry, but I have a couple pieces that I really love. I've got this gorgeous ring that has like a glass front with a candle in it. I have this really amazing gothic arch with like vines growing around it as a necklace. And I also have a chatelaine from them, which I think is a very fun accessory for like a Ren Fair or a LARP, because it just adds such a fun vibe to any character. Next I have Good Boy Mercantile, and they make some really awesome chainmail jewelry. So again, if you're looking for nightcore stuff, would definitely recommend checking them out. Next up I have Myth and Fae. Myth and Fae makes some really cool fandom inspired pieces. Like recently she put up photos for these like Rhaenyra and Alicent ones that I just love. But I have some BBC Merlin earrings that are like the Arthur ones, and lots of cute Lord of the Rings stuff on there as well. Last one on this list is Hex Asylum, which I am wearing right now. I think this is perfect for like goblin core, like trinket collector vibes, you know, general maximalism. Okay, we have come to the final category, which is other. First one on here is Shop Isabel Rose. I have a code KIKI15, but basically these are just really cool t-shirts that she handprints. If you or one of your friends is not the type to do a full costume, I think, you know, a themed t-shirt is another great option. But I do love these for daily wear, and they are printed on some very comfortable shirts. Next one I have is Cozy Kitsune, who makes gorgeous lipsticks, which I'm wearing one right now, but they also have some eyeshadow as well. And the very last one on this list is Luna Roots Cosmetics, and my code is incandescent Kiki10 in all caps. I really love this makeup brand because I have sensitive skin, and all of their makeup is made from like locally foraged ingredients, which is super cool. They have some really great highlighters that I feel like very much suit the fairy kind of vibe. They make some really cute containers for some of them, which are like hand-blown glass containers or ceramic ones, and they're very cute to display. So I have a whole video of me using some of their stuff for like a fairy look, so I'll put that up top. But yeah, that is the final one on my list. I'm sure that there's probably some shops that I have forgotten about. I did my best to really like go through my whole Instagram and see who I'm following and whose stuff I own to really get a good list going for you guys, but I will leave all of the codes down below if you feel like using any of those, and if I get some new ones in the future I will update this, so just be sure to check that if you're looking for some stuff. And I hope that this helped you finding some fantasy core stuff, whether it's for casual daily wear or cosplay LARP kit adjacent stuff. I think that about covers it, but thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.